morning. We are now just 21 days away from the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Final preparations, they are underway in stadiums across the country as we get ready to host this historic tournament. I have some help this morning, so let me just go ahead and introduce how lucky we are to have this morning Fox Sports lead analyst and former defender for the U.S. men's team, Alexi Lalas. Thank you for hanging out with us in the weather studio. Thank you for having me.
Nothing gets my juices flowing more in the morning than hearing about, a fetch of moisture or El Nino or anything like that. So this is awesome. I was watching you guys yesterday, had some travel problems, but I knew what was ahead of me because of the information that you provide.
Well, we do our best. Fox Sports, Fox Weather. It's nice to get the family together to talk about this sort of thing. So 21 days to go. And so the tournament's already historic, right? We have not just the U.S., we have Canada as well as Mexico. So 3 countries, but let's be honest, most of the matches are here in the U.S. It feels like a U.S. World Cup. Can we kick it off with the U.S. men's group stage games?
Yeah, I mean, so as you mentioned, first off, biggest World Cup in history, okay? 104 games, 48 teams, and I think when this is all said and done, it's not only going to go down as the biggest World Cup, it's not only going to go down as the biggest sporting event, but the biggest cultural event in history. It's bringing a lot of people together, and we're going to celebrate a lot of things, including, not for nothing, but the 250th birthday of what I feel is the greatest country in the world, and we can do it through the lens of this World Cup. And it's an advertisement to the world. When it comes to this U.S. team, as you mentioned, the group stage, first game against Paraguay, second game against Australia, and third game against Turkey, but they actually call themselves Turkey now. So these are winnable games. You should expect your U.S. team to do things you haven't seen before. You should expect this U.S. team to win the group and then to go on into the knockout stage. And again, to make you proud and make you excited to watch. We've already seen it, when it comes to hockey, even this year, baseball, that kind of stuff. America wants to celebrate America, and they can do it through sports.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be a diehard soccer fan to appreciate what's about to unfold as we get through June and July. When you look at the group stage, then you get out into the round of 32, which is new this year, and then we expect to get to the round of 16. We look at where these games are going to be played. Lucky for the U.S. men's team, they're going to be in Seattle and L.A. I think that's going to be a cakewalk when you consider you have Miami, you have eventually New York, New Jersey in July for the final. What do you think it's going to be like playing in those open-air stadiums in that heat?
So way back in the 1900s, the previous century, when I was running around, you weren't even alive back then, but in the 94 World Cup, we actually played the first indoor game ever at the, rest in peace, the Pontiac Silverdome, okay? Now, I say indoor, but it was not air-conditioned or climate-controlled. It was one of the hottest games we ever played. This World Cup, we have 4 indoor venues, Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, and Vancouver. But to your point, I think it's going to be a competitive advantage for some of these teams that some of them are playing 2 of their 3 group games indoors. And as you said, playing 90 minutes indoor in a climate-controlled stadium is very, very different than in the middle of summer. And I don't need to tell anybody here, it's hot in America in the summer, right? And so you're running around for 90 minutes down in Miami, let alone up in Boston or any place else. It's going to take a toll on these, and I think it's going to be a story that we're going to tell through the World Cup.
Yeah, I think, well, and that leads me also to the water breaks, mandatory. We have 2 of them. I know that's also been quite controversial, the mandatory water breaks.
You don't want players to have water? You don't want them to hydrate? You don't care about athletes?
I care.
I mean, the fact that there could be commercials also in these 3-minute breaks, all right, it's just a byproduct of that. But we're going to hydrate the athletes. This is new. This is something new for the international game and for the World Cup. It's going to be interesting. Some people are going to like it. Some people aren't. But from a competitive standpoint, whether you're playing indoor or outdoors, it doesn't change. You get that hydration break. Again, it's a 3-minute timeout, if you will. So it can fundamentally change the game. And for some people, that's good. For some people, it's bad.
I find it is an advantage. But then you don't want to break up the play. You got the momentum.
You're old school.
Meanwhile, I encourage my 9-year-old. I'm like, drink water, take a break. So, okay, let's also talk about these stadiums. There's been a lot of prep underway, specifically with the pitch, right? Depending on which stadium, different type of grass. I mean, this is FIFA standard. So this is...
They don't mess around. It has to be up to a certain level. As you mentioned, there's indoor and outdoor stadiums, and so they can use different types of grass, but they want to make it as uniform as possible for when teams are playing. And there's a whole science that goes into it, especially when they're putting grass into indoor venues. But when those players step on the field, Millions of dollars will have been spent, plenty of technology. And by the way, again, it goes back to Detroit and in the 1994 World Cup when we put grass inside for the first time, a tray system developed up there at Michigan State and everything. So you've come a long way, baby, when we have both on and off the field and on the field when it comes to the actual grass.
So I was told I only have time for one more question, but I have two, but they're many questions. You are a Michigan native.
Yes.
You're from Michigan.
Yes.
Being not only playing the World Cup for your country, in your country, in your home state, was that just like...
I mean, look, I grew up going to the Pontiac Silverdome to see, obviously, the Lions there, to see concerts there. I even saw the Pistons play there, the Detroit Express. So it was a full circle type of moment to come back in 15 minutes from where I grew up to play my first World Cup game there. And again, it was a long time ago. Things have changed. We've moved on. And I think that this summer can be even bigger and better than the 94 World Cup. Two moments, the 94 World Cup and the 1999 Women's World Cup, seminal moments.
Yeah, agree. I think the momentum behind soccer has certainly changed over the past 30 years. Okay, my final question. I asked my soon-to-be 9-year-old if he had a question for you, what would it be?
Okay.
Are you ready for this
Sure.
one? No pressure. He said, if you could only watch one game in person in the group stage, one game,
okay.
what would it be?
Okay, so I'm going to take the U.S. out because my red, white, and blue, so let's just take those out.
Okay.
I think down in Miami, watching Portugal, Colombia, I think that would be a huge one. The Brazil-Morocco game just a couple miles away over there, I think those are some big, big games. And then England, Croatia, I think, which is down in Dallas. So those are three to get excited for.
It's hard to choose. It's really hard to choose. And if you were lucky enough to get a ticket or the opportunity to go to one of these.
But don't sleep on Curacao and Cape Verde and Uzbekistan and all this kind of stuff. It's going to be a celebration. People are going to have a party, the likes of which we've never seen. America likes a party, so whether you're into soccer or not, come down, have a big party with the World Cup.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. You hear all these different languages and all this different energy going into it. So thank you so much for hanging out. Can you come back again as we get ready for the World Cup?
Absolutely. I mean, there's still fetches of moisture out there, right?
There's so much fetch.
Oh, love me some fetch.
Yeah, we're going to make it happen. Alexi Lalas, thank you. Fox Sports lead soccer analyst and former U.S. men's national team defender. And don't forget, you can watch the World Cup all tournament long on Fox. The World Tournament kicks off on June 11th. And, of course, for sports weather and all your weather news coverage, including the fetch, be sure to watch Fox Weather for all those updates.